It says it's streaming live now. Well, once I figure out what it is. And let's see. Go to my channel. There's the... Okay. So, I'm not hearing anything at the moment. I'm waiting for it to catch up. See what happens. Go to my channel. Yeah, now I can hear it. Well, it works at least for this, but it didn't work for the live stream I set up 5 minutes ago. Yeah. Yeah, boy, the audio sounds horrible over YouTube. Hold on. Let's see. How do you want me to send it to you since you're not online? What thing? You got to be more specific. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Dude. The reason I was asking is because you were on Skype, you were on Discord. I don't know if you logged out of one, so I just asking. You were on Skype, you were on Discord. I don't know if you logged out of one, so I'm just asking. No, I haven't changed anything as far as... You were on Skype, you were on Discord. I don't know if you logged out of one, so... No, I was an unlisted live stream. I was the only person watching it. No, I haven't changed... You were on Skype, you were on Discord. I don't know if you logged out of one. Right, no, I was an unlisted live stream. I was the only person watching it. No, I haven't changed... Right, I understand. But, yeah, I checked that. You were on Skype, you were on Discord. I don't know if you logged out of one. Right, no, I was an unlisted live stream. I was the only person watching it. No, I haven't changed... Right, I understand. But, yeah, I checked that. Skype, you were on Discord. I don't know if you logged out of one. Right, no, I was an unlisted live stream. I was the only person watching. Now I gotta... Right, you call me on something else? Skype, you're on Discord. I don't know. Yeah. Logged out of one. Right, no, I was an unlisted live stream. I was the only person watching. Now I gotta... Right, you call me on something else? Skype, you're on Discord. I don't know. Yeah. Logged out of one. Right, no, I was an unlisted live stream. I was the only person watching. Now I gotta... Can you hear me, James? Something else? James. Right, no, I was an unlisted live stream. I was the only person watching. Now I gotta... Can you hear me, James? Something else? James. Right, no, I was an unlisted live stream. Now I gotta... Can you hear me, James? James. Okay, I have like a massive pandemonium going on and you're not... Now I gotta... Can you hear me, James?
That's probably the old Skype,
the only one I ever used, but then when you called me a minute ago, I have like a massive pandemonium going on and you're not...
can't get it stuff.
Can you hear me, James?
That's probably the old Skype.
No, because I have 17 things going simultaneously. I have the live stream is for some reason going to this infinite loop. Everything. Can you hear me, James?
That's probably the old Skype.
No, because I have 17 things going simultaneously. I have the live stream. I have no idea why this infinite loop. Everything. Can you hear me, James?
That's probably the old Skype.
No, because I have 17 things going simultaneously. I have the live stream. I have no idea why this infinite loop. Can you hear me, James? No, because I have 17 things going simultaneously. I have the live stream. I have no no idea. I closed the. When I use Task Manager, close the old Skype, but the new, I can still hear the ring of the new Skype.
17
I only see one Skype.
I have, but I
I
know live
can't.
stream's
I
not
have
there.
no idea.
That's what you're not listening. It's
when I
not
use Task Manager, close the old Skype, but the new, I can still hear the ring of the new Skype. It's not listed.
I have, but I know
I
live
can't.
stream's
I
not
have
there.
no idea.
That's what you're not listening. It's
No,
not.
use
It's
Task
not
Manager,
getting
close the
distorted
old
over
Skype,
time
but
like the
new,
rest
I
of
can
it.
still hear the ring of the new. It's not listed.
I have, but I
I
know live
can't.
stream's
I
not
have
there.
no idea. Oh wait! All of a sudden, it all stopped, and my live stream froze for some reason.
But I know live stream's not
Okay,
there.
there we go. So I refreshed it. It was just all of a sudden, it all stopped. All right, so now, and my live stream froze for some reason. But yeah, I don't know where that echo was coming from.
I know live stream's not there.
Okay, there we go. So I refreshed it. It was just all of a sudden, it all stopped. All right, so now, yeah, and my live stream froze for some reason. But yeah, I don't know where that echo was coming from.
I know live stream's not there.
Okay, there we go. So I refreshed it. It was just all of a sudden, it all stopped. All right, so now, yeah, and my live stream froze for some reason. But yeah, I don't know where that echo was coming from.
Live stream's not there.
Okay, there we go. So I refreshed it. It was just all of a sudden it all stopped. Because it sounds fine when I, yeah, and my live stream froze for some reason. But yeah, I don't know where that echo was coming from. Right. Okay, there we go. So I refreshed it. It was just all of a sudden it all stopped. Because it sounds fine when I, yeah, and my live stream froze for some reason. But yeah, I don't know where that echo was coming from. Right. Okay, there we go. So I refreshed it. It was just all of a sudden it all stopped. Because it sounds fine when I, yeah, and my live stream froze for some reason. But yeah, I don't know where that echo was coming from. Right. Okay, there we go. So I refreshed it. It was just all of a sudden it all stopped. Because it sounds fine when I, yeah, and my live stream froze for some reason. But yeah, I don't know where that echo was coming from. Right. Okay, there we go. So I refreshed it. It was just all of a sudden it all stopped. Because it sounds fine when I, yeah, and my live stream froze for some reason. But yeah, I don't know where that echo was coming from. Right. Okay, there we go. So I refreshed it. It was just all of a sudden it all stopped. Because it sounds fine when I, yeah, and my live stream froze for some reason. But yeah, I don't know where that echo was coming from. Right. Okay, there we go. So I refreshed it. It was just all of a sudden it all stopped. Because it sounds fine when I, yeah, and my live stream froze for some reason. But yeah, I don't know where that echo was coming from. Right. Okay, there we go. So I refreshed it. It was just all of a sudden it all stopped. Because it sounds fine when I, yeah, and my live stream froze for some reason. But yeah, I don't know where that echo was coming from. Right. Okay, there we go. So I refreshed it. It was just all of a sudden it all stopped. Because it sounds fine when I, yeah, and my live stream froze for some reason. But yeah, I don't know where that echo was coming from. Right. I gotta wait and see. So I refreshed it. It was just all of a sudden it all stopped. Yeah, because it sounds fine when I, yeah, and my live stream froze for some reason. But yeah, I don't know where that echo was coming from. Right. I gotta wait and see. So I refreshed it. It was just all of a sudden it all stopped. Yeah, because it sounds fine when I, yeah, and my live stream froze for some reason. But yeah, I don't know where that echo was coming from. Right. I gotta wait and see. So I refreshed it. It was just all of a sudden it all stopped. Yeah, because it sounds fine when I, yeah, and my live stream froze for some reason. But yeah, I don't know where that echo was coming from. Right. I gotta wait and see. So I refreshed it. It was just all of a sudden it all stopped. Yeah, because it sounds fine when I, yeah, and my live stream froze for some reason. But yeah, I don't know. Alright, so I turn that off. Let's see if that. Yeah. Okay, that stopped. Well, no, as far as the feedback, it was because XSplit was set to share computer system sounds. And so if I have the live stream up, it's getting all the sounds back 30 seconds later, so it's playing it again, and so then it creates a 30-second loop. Well, can't you hear it? Yeah. Yeah. Bunch of stuff. I have preset questions from my patrons. So I got about a dozen of them. Is it an echo? Are you sure we're talking about the same thing? Because even though the sound is a little fuzzy, I do not hear any kind of echo. Yeah, I just don't know why it sounds so crappy compared to everything else that I do on my computer. Just making sure it's not. See, it's not like it's using the webcam or anything. And let me go to. It just seems like. I mean, it sounds like I'm on a really crappy old microphone. No, I hear static and it's fuzzy. I mean, you can't tell that it sounds bad. So I got to figure out why does it sound like, I don't know, it just sounds very, very low quality to me. Well, I will in a minute, but. Right, right. I would not say that if it were your live stream. No, I have no intention of switching to OBS. Alright, now let's see. It's kicking back in. I can hear the background static. And. Yes, it. Alright. Alright. I just hate the fact that it sounds so crappy. Let me try it that way, see if it sounds a little bit better if I turn the volume down but get closer to the microphone. Now I gotta wait for it to catch up. No, yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Which headphone can you hear it in? Let me try this. Alright, so I just changed one of the settings in Xbot. Let me know if this statement sounds any better while we wait for it. Okay. Yeah, it actually sounds clear to me now. Well, I did a couple things. I changed the mono mix of the settings so that it copies the left to the right. So it's basically you're just hearing the left side on both ears. And then I turn the volume way down, but I'm getting closer to the microphone. And it sounds passable. Yeah. But now I can hear really faintly. Oh, it must be maybe. Yeah, you're right. I hear very faint echo. I'm trying to figure. That's really weird because it's so faint. Right. Hmm. I wonder if the echoes just come from the fact that I have the live stream on. So what I'll have to do is have you tell me. I just now turned down the volume the um, of the live stream, so now I can't hear the live stream. So I want to see if that gets rid of the echo. Okay. So, what are you running around doing today? Hmm. I heard you mention Jessica Jones. I sat through the first 3 episodes of Lost in Space last night. Well, did you ever watch the old show? I mean, I know it's way before your time, but did you ever watch it? Are you there? So, are you gone? Did you hang up? No, you didn't hang up. Did you hit mute? Oh, well, you didn't say that. All right, good. Yeah, you watched what, the trailer? Okay. Well, then you may like the new one. Yeah, if you hated the original and you hated the remake movie, then you might like this one because they basically the only thing that's similar is that they're a family stuck in space. But the characters are completely different. Um, Nothing, even the robot is not even their robot. Yeah, the robot is an alien that they found. And it somehow bonded with Will. And the only words in English it can say are danger, Will Robinson. Because those were the first. Yeah, because that was what Will first said. He tried to point out that he was in danger, and then he pointed at himself and said Will Robinson to try and make it know who he was. And so now all it can say is danger, Will Robinson. Well, I don't particularly like it, but I love the original. And so if you hated the original, you may actually like this one. Well, Well, that's what I was going to say, is that this is to Lost in Space what Ron Moore's Battlestar Galactica was to the 70s Battlestar Galactica. It is that different. And that can be a good thing. Like, I think Ronald Moore actually improved upon Battlestar Galactica. But with this, I don't feel it. Because what they did is, the concept of the space family Robinson, as it were, from Lost in Space, was that you had a family unit stranded in space, and only because of their family bonds could they hold together and survive, right? And it is supposed to be somewhat inspirational, and yeah, it's got a lot of '60s cheese in it, but it's a decent show. And they sort of kind of redid it for the movie. The movie was just a more modern take on the exact same formula. This one, the family is, huh? Yes. And in fact, one thing I'll give them some credit for is their destination was the same in this new one as it was in the original series, which is Alpha Centauri. Now, and then something happens along the way, and they get messed up. Now, in both the original and in the movie remake, the reason they get lost is because of Dr. Smith sabotaging the ship. However, in this one, that's not the case. In this one, they get lost before they even meet Dr. Smith. Not so far, but the family is extraordinarily dysfunctional. And one thing I'm definitely going to talk about is in what is now, I'm going to call it, it's officially a Hollywood trope now. The men are dumb, the women are smart. Well, not so much. It's not. It's been a gradual shift, but like in the '70s and '80s, you started having dumb men in shows, but now you just no longer have intelligent men. And so and here's the funny. Okay, so the Robinson family consists of two girls, one boy, husband, wife, right? Okay. Now, the boy is the youngest member of the cast. He's maybe 9, 10 years old. And of course, he's smart, but he's the only one of the family that failed all the entrance exams to become part of this program, but they cheated to get him into the program. So he's smart. Oh, yeah. He's by far the smartest member of the family in both the movie and the original. He's smart, but he panics, and he can't respond well under pressure, and which is kind of a cool thing in that. Well, then he finds the robot, and the robot becomes his personal protector. All right, so I can kind of get into that. I'm okay with that part, but now, so that's the son. The younger daughter is brilliant at all things mechanical. The older daughter, and keep in mind, she looks like she's like maybe between 18 and 20 years old, right? She is a doctor, as in medical doctor, as in knows how to perform surgery and emergency procedures and all that. Okay? Mom is an engineer who designed the ship that they're on. All right? Dad is a United States Marine Corps soldier who's dumb as a sack of rocks. Yeah. And not only that, but mom and dad were about to get divorced because dad was so horrible. So they basically there's good to it. It looks nice. And it's actually, if it wasn't called Lost in Space, I would say this is an interesting show. The problem is that they just basically crapped all over everything on Lost in Space, but without improving it. Oh, and Dr. Smith is now a woman for reasons. Although, again, the character I don't have a problem with. It just doesn't feel like Dr. Smith. Because she's not particularly cowardly or anything, and she's smarter than Dr. Smith was. No, she's just selfish. Well, Dr. Smith, yeah, he started out the series as being downright evil. He was actually a spy for, I believe, originally the Russians, and then in the remake movie, they made up some other political group that he was a spy for. And he was intentionally there to sabotage their mission. But he also was a coward. And, of course, later on in the series, he became the comic relief because he was always complaining about how his back hurt and how he couldn't do any work and all that. And nobody trusted him. In this, Dr. Smith is very smart, but she is a criminal. And the way because here's the problem. The environment on the Earth is going to crap. Everybody's going to die. And so basically all the super rich people as well as the super gifted people all get into the Jupiter program where they're going to go off to Alpha Centauri and onto this new colony and continue to live while the people left on Earth are going to die. Well, Smith, who is not a doctor, she looks like she's like a drug dealer or something. She has a sister who's filthy rich. And her sister is going into the Jupiter program, and of course, she is not. And, by the way, Smith isn't even her real name. But so her sister is getting ready to go and says, oh, well, you know what? For the time you have left, you can enjoy my beautiful house and my cars and stuff because I won't need them. And so then the drug dealer thug sister knocks her out, steals her identity, and gets onto the ship in her place. And I was actually behind that because I'd say that is what a desperate sibling would do. And because we're talking survival at this point. And and some interesting things happen to get Dr. Smith into the, well, like I said, she's not really, I keep calling her Dr. Smith because that's what everybody thinks she is, but she's not. But that she, and they're on this gigantic spaceship that's a colony ship going to Alpha Centauri, but there's an emergency, and what they do is they have these little pods on the ship that are designed to be, once they set up the colony, each pod holds a family, and it's your house. So think about, it's almost like an RV. And so what they do, the plan is this giant ship gets to Alpha Centauri, all the pods land and you set up your little house wherever you want. Well, that house is called a Jupiter probe, and the Robinsons happen to be on number 2 out of like 80 of these probes. So that's the Jupiter 2, which is the name of the ship from the original series. Now, Major West, who was on the original series and in the remake. Remember, he was Matt LeBlanc in the remake. He is on the Jupiter 18, but his ship crashed, and so he's going to be meeting up with the Robinsons, I'm sure, by episode 4. But it's, like I said, it's not a bad show. It's just that it doesn't feel like Lost in Space. And the robot is really cool looking, but in no way, shape, or form is this a reimagined version of Robot. This is something totally different. But we'll see. I mean, it's only 10 episodes. I'm 3 in. We'll give it a chance. So anyway, I'm gonna get going and try and get my questions together so I can do my live stream in a couple hours. All right, bye.